Durag Wisdom here, folks, and I welcome you to Earth Date Y2K 18.07.29, 100 days to the midterm elections. Time certainly does fly the older you get. The 100-day fight for the freedom of our country. We must defenestrate the Trumpist party. And defenestrate is a very special word that I learned from the late Harlan Ellison. And so, the roller coaster ride of death that we call the life we've created on this beleaguered planet comes down, at least for our nation, to 100 days. 100 days until a mid-year election where, even though the poisonous name of traitor Trump is not going to be on the ballots, it will be there all the same in the name of every Trumpist candidate running. I say Trumpist because there is no GOP as we know it today, folks. That party has been kidnapped and given a good dose of the Stockholm Syndrome, so that it has emerged as something more akin to Manchurian candidate brainwashing. Yes. Trump's name will be plastered everywhere that you see a so-called GOP candidate. It will be there in a kind of invisible ink. You may not see the name, but the other is really right behind it. In 100 days of battle, the likes of which this country has not seen, will be waged at our polls. It will decide whether our country lives or whether it dies. It is as simple as that. The question: how will the mainly corporatist Democratic Party F it all up? The enemies of our rule of law, represented by the traitor Trump, have a monomaniacal resolve. Do we? Will we finally defenestrate Trump and his pernicious evil from our lives? Look up what that word means. You'll get a big kick out of it. The Democratic Party needs a consistent message given by people whose mouths are louder than the treasonous Trumps. People who will stick to issues important to voters who have to live their own beleaguered lives in real time. What issues should the Democratic Party run on? I've made a list of issues important to me. What issues are important to you? How can we narrow all our messaging down so that we present a unified, strong argument? The important issues I've agonized over during my summer vacation. A. We need to vote the Trumpist party out so that the legislature performs its constitutional duty of checking the executive branch. A Democratic Party-controlled legislature will do just that. The Trumpist party is in collusion with an enemy foreign power represented by Vladimir Putin. The goal of this Trumpist party is to control all branches of our government, which they do now, and keep this control for all time under a religious extremist, corporatist oligarch, totalitarian, fascist government. A 1984 Handmaid's Tale beyond nightmare. We need to vote the Trumpist party out, this is B, so that the rights of women to choose will be protected. The Trumpists support the abuse of women by men. See The Handmaid's Tale. See Orange is the New Black, the sixth season. They do not believe that women have a right to decide what they wish to do with their own bodies. This party is also partial to child molesters. See their support for Roy Moore. C. We need to vote the Trumpist party out because they want to cripple and destroy the Affordable Care Act, Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. They want to privatize the VA. They want to privatize public education. They want to privatize prisons. And they want to give all the savings above to the rich and the super rich and the super duper rich. D. We need to vote the Trumpist party out because they want to poison us and our children for generations to come. Check out Trumpist's environmental policy carried out in Flint, Michigan, where thanks to Trumpist Governor Rich Snyder, thousands of people were poisoned by lead-contaminated water. Oh, and as for poisoned children in Flint, we need to vote the Trumpist party out because they are engulfed in the ghost of Hitler, with their need to build concentration camps for migrant youth, children, infants, and babies, with their need to drag them out of their parents' arms and traumatize them for life. As we learn when we live, life is a process, folks, of losing one's innocence. We try to hold on to it for as long as we can, but the cruelty of what it means to be human drains each of us of this innocence with hemorrhagic force. Anyone or any group that works to destroy the innocence of children, to traumatize them for life, is evil and should be shunned for all time. The Trumpists have absolutely no right to walk among civilized and humane human beings. And this is F. We need to vote the Trumpist party out so they don't eliminate organized labor. I'm a proud member of a union and would have not been able to buy a house if it wasn't for this membership. G. We need to vote the Trumpist party out so that our planet and all the various life forms within will be able to live and flourish under an azure sky with a fresh breeze, clean water, with plenty of forest land to keep us in trees forever. We need to get rid of these creeps so that our children and theirs will have a clear and harmonious world to live in on their pathway to a higher evolutionary form. And just as an aside, we need to keep the traitor Trump and his Trumpist party out of our outer space. These creeps want to spread their shit to the stars. Do what the Canadians did in The Handmaid's Tale, 2nd season, and throw them out. Keep them out. Vote against them.